Hey everybody, guess what? I get an opening theme song! Yes! Is that the theme song from Portal Holocaust? What the f***? Hello, this is that creepy bald guy known as Marshall Horror. Today's subject, Little Miss Gamer. My first experience with Little Miss Gamer was during the Year 1 That Guy with the Glasses brawl. I remember thinking that shit was awesome, watching guys like the Nostalgia Critic, the Nerd, and all those other critics I didn't know of at the time fight, murder, and rape each other. Wait. Am I remembering that correctly? One of these critics was Little Miss Gamer, whose straight-faced, almost librarian-esque demeanor cracked me up. Despite her limited screen time, it was one of the few cameos that almost perfectly represented the reviewer themselves. So even though I'm not the biggest fan of retro video game reviewers, which I mistakenly thought she was, I was looking forward to see what she could do. And hey, I got all sorts of different kinds of reviews from it. Reviews of old games, new games, and, other stuff. Actually, that's the thing with her. She tends to do whatever she feels like at the time. Sometimes she'll focus on a more direct review. Other times she'll focus on the plights of gamer experiences. You never know what to expect from her, and if one word can describe her, it's unpredictable. This spills into the prioritizing of her reviews as well. Sometimes she'll focus mostly on the reviewing, other times the context, other times the game's legacy, and sometimes the review will just be a backdrop for some socially relevant topic amongst gamers. This has inspired me to change the critiquing category to just information, which includes critiquing and all that stuff. Okay, seriously, Little Miss Gamer is hands down the best video game reviewer on That Guy with the Glasses. Very knowledgeable, very funny when she wants to be, and actually she interacts with the viewers too, which is almost unheard of.
Wait, did you just rip off Spazmaster?
Who?
Spazmaster. Didn't you rip off a PM he sent you?
Space Godzilla? Of course not. I didn't rip off Spazzy just like I didn't rip him off when I ripped off the idea for the show. Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Speaking of not ripping people off, which I totally did not do to Spazzy, go to hell, Space Godzilla!
Quit! Get him, Anguirus!
Kill your family! Kill your family!
Now may that be a lesson to you all. Contradict me and you'll be devoured by my...
Holy crap, man, he's eating my tail! Save me!
She's not a ripoff or satire and always manages to keep the viewer interested. While our priorities change a lot, not unlike the Nerd, I'd say information is what she drives at the most. Her criticisms are articulate but relatable, and informative but not necessarily boastful.
There have been countless mascots and leading characters over the years. Some are still successful even today. Some we remember fondly, and some have just dropped into obscurity, never to be heard from again. But why is it that some succeed and others fail? Why is a cat in a sweater any worse an idea than a plumber in overalls? The truth is, no panel in the world can just decide who the next great star in the video game world will be. It's up to the gamers. They need to choose and let us know who they want to see. You can't force-feed a gamer a character, no matter how cute and fuzzy or big and tough it might be. The thing is that when you try to make a copy of something that's already out there, well, you're just insulting the gamer's intelligence. The reason that most of these mascots didn't make it is that the game that they were created around, it just really wasn't that great. If you create an awesome world and a fun game, people will accept your mascot.
Not only does she deliver sharp, top-notch criticisms, but she's always inventive in her delivery. Her reviews tend to be 7 to 15 minutes long, but she fits quite a bit in that, and when you think about it, usually the last portion of her review is responding to viewer mail. Next is the character. I've realized what makes her so amusing to me is that she always acts like she's taking herself very seriously, and somehow she manages to keep up the facade. Even behind-the-scenes bits have her acting like your kindergarten teacher.
Whatever, this is total domestic abuse, which Little Miss Gamer does not condone in any way.
I suppose the fact that she talks to the viewer like he or she is a preteen might annoy you, but I'll take that over excessive profanity, thank you very much. At least it's different. She's obviously very knowledgeable and channels that into making her seem more interesting. Next we have the technicals. I don't know a whole lot about PBC Productions other than that they produced this and the web original Captain S. Production values are top-notch with spectacular video, audio, and editing. There is the occasional flashy effect, but for the most part the major reliance is on crisp directing. She uses the mastery of the technicals in a precise way to add to the point that she's trying to make, not simply for the sake of a flashy effect. Then we have the humor. In short, she's funny when she needs to be, and the jokes always work, although some rely more on the context of the review, so showing clips isn't really easy.
You do not. There will be blood. I mean consequences. Scary man out. That was good. It's on. Still. I did that.
Little Miss Gamer works because she shifts the tone and style of her reviews constantly. She handles all three of the focuses wonderfully, but keeps you guessing about what she's going to do next. The result is that she's very original and unlike any other game reviewer I've seen. Her only flaw is the on and off pacing in her reviews, which is only sometimes. There are many reasons for poor pacing, usually clips going on for too long like the Happy Video Game Nerd, lack of scripting and rehearsing like Moronic Mark, or unintelligible audio like Gendude89. But she doesn't hit any of these problems, so after a lot of thinking, I'm going to blame her voice. She speaks slowly and softly, like a teacher trying to educate. But this is such a subjective criticism, it would be like me criticizing the Nostalgia Critic for his high-pitched voice. I didn't take away points from him for that, nor will I take away from Little Miss Gamer. So I guess even the pacing there is subjective. I think she's a spectacular reviewer who gets a 4 out of 4 stars. She's a must-see, but not just for gamers either, but for people who like video reviews in general. My name is Marshall Horror, and I seriously need a new tagline.